Hi guys, Mike Jones here. I play on the European Disabled Golf Tour. A lot of disabled guys already know me, but decided I'm going to make a video today to try and show people the things that us as amputees go through on a daily basis. Everybody sees all the good stuff, all the nice stuff, all the travelling, but it's the day-to-day stuff that can get us down sometimes and get us in a bad place mentally. So I just wanted to try and show people that not everything's fantastic. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. So today, I haven't got my leg on. I'm a left leg through knee amputee. So I just wanted to show you the things that I go through when I have difficulties, or the things I have to do most mornings when I get up. So there's my residual limb, and my scar is around the back here. So the skin, when my leg was removed, was folded under and then stitched back here. But as you can see, that red mark, now it's only a small, tiny little red spot, but that's an ingrowing hair. And what happens is, amputees tend to get them in different parts of their leg where the pressure is in, because when I've got my leg on, that's where the pressure sits. But on my case, because my thigh bone is in one piece, it goes out and then curves in. So those outside curves get pressure, and then I get those ingrowing hairs. Now, if that happens to be, at the moment, is sort of by there, but it can be by here or by here. It changes sometimes. You get them maybe once a week. This one was being particularly bad. It doesn't look anything, but it's right on a nerve. So what happens is when I get pressure on that, I get the really bad phantom sensations, because that pressure on that nerve sends signals up my leg to my brain, and my brain then tries to create what it thinks is happening. And that's where those phantom pains come from. And they can be very painful. Sometimes they can just be a sensation, and sometimes they can be pain feelings. Like this one in particular is giving me a crushing sensation of my whole left side of my foot that isn't there, which sounds crazy, but that's where I get. So these are the worst ones that I get in my particular amputation. But guys who are above knee, then their thigh bone has been cut and their muscles have been cut, they get really bad issues with their residual limbs, because that skin isn't there normally to take weight, or the bone isn't, so they can get all sorts of issues, and it's much more difficult for them to move around. So they tend to get more issues with the end of their stump, and they get those, so their phantoms can be much, much worse than the ones I experience. And I tell you, they all have my sympathy, because these are bad enough, but I can only imagine how bad the sensations are for someone that's above knee. And then also guys who are below knee, so they've got their knee and their amputations are lower down, they're much more active than me, because they can walk around slightly easier. But the downside of that is their stump gets a lot of pressure on it, so they get much more, I think from my experience, the guys I've spoken to get huge amounts of trouble if their socket doesn't fit quite right or fit well. And they get these spot issues, or the skin breaking, or pressure sores, because they want to be active and they've got that opportunity to be active because they're below knee. But the thing that holds them back is the issues they get with their stumps. And that must be beyond frustrating, to know you can go out and do it, and then you get these issues that stop you. So I just wanted to give my mates, really, who have never seen my leg, like this. I've always got my leg on when I go out and meet them. So I just wanted to give them a heads up to see what it looks like. So now I'm going to show you what I do to put my leg on. So to begin with, I have a liner. So there's my liner. So I have to turn that inside out. And then I look for inside for my own alignment, where it needs to go. And then I put it on the end of my leg, and then fold it up. So I'm folding that around the end of my leg. So now that silicone liner has made the contact with my skin. But if I just put that in my socket now of my prosthetic leg, it would just fall off. So we have to find a way of keeping it on, and that's where this comes in. So this is a vacuum seal. So we pull that on next. And there's little lines on here on my leg. So I always go on the second line that works well for me. And now I've got a seal. There's a bit there. So now I can push my residual limb into my socket. All the air will get pushed out the bottom of my prosthetic leg, and this stops air replacing it, so it creates a vacuum. So on my leg, this is my socket now. I've got two bits. This one here tightens this cord and squeezes my leg together, so I can click it and I can make it tighter or pull it out and make it looser. So this whole thing can squeeze in or squeeze out. This white thing is the vacuum. So when I push my leg down in here, the air is pushed out, but it can't go back in. And that seal creates the vacuum. So then my leg can't pull off. So I'm using the Ottobock Genium leg, which controls, valves control how that piston moves up and down. It's so clever. It's made a difference to my life, that has allowed me to walk virtually normally, much longer distances now without issues. So this has changed my recovery completely. The socket made by Proactive Prosthetics, great socket. I've had this a year now nearly, and because of the adjustability, it's great. It's not back and forth the clinic getting different sockets all the time, because your leg changes shape as well. It gets bigger and smaller depending on weather, how much you eat, how much you drink. So anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get back to putting the leg on. So I bend that down. So now I'm pushing my leg inside. I'll just go out the shot here when I stand up, and you might hear the air pushing out through this when I stand. So now my leg is pushed right down inside. Turn that on and tighten it up, and that's me. I can't pull that leg off now. That's vacuumed on. So off I'll go and go walking and do my exercise. But I just thought I'd give you all a heads up, and so you can see what us as amputees go through every day, really. Every morning we get up, we go through this process. Some guys there's all advantages and disadvantages of the different places that you've been amputated, and we're all unique. There's no two the same, and everybody experiences things different. So next time you see a guy with an amputee, with a prosthetic limb or a prosthetic arm, don't just think they put it on in the morning and off they go, and don't be afraid to talk to us and have a chat with us, because we love speaking to people. I personally love talking about it and like showing the kids, because the kids are fascinated by it. So it's important that we communicate people in these times, because they're unprecedented, and it's really important that we look after our mental health and look after each other. So hopefully I'll see you on the golf course. I've been told that Wales might be the end of the month, beginning of June, but we'll see. As long as we stay safe and be sensible about the things we do, then hopefully we can all get back out and start playing again. All my mates in England, I'm really jealous that you're out playing, but good luck on you, and I hope everything goes well for everyone. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.